It's only a movie. It's only a movie. You're a grown man, it's only a movie. Yeah. A useless, generic, cookie cutter, pointless, for people who don't know, I am a huge fan of this movie. Jacob's Ladder is one of my favorite films of all time. I mean, it's up there. I love this film to death. It's one of my favorite horror films of all time. It's emotional. It's thought-provoking. It has a great cast. Tim Robbins, in my opinion, was robbed of award recognition of any kind because he gave a fantastic performance. You have a beautiful musical score by Maurice Jarre. Probably said the last name wrong because my brain is discombobulated. This movie is beautiful. You can look at the ending in different ways. The literal way, the religious way. That's a film that was so influential that the makers of Silent Hill, the video game, took inspiration from it. It's a criminally underrated film that to this day has not gotten the respect it deserves. And the fact that no one ever talks about the film, no one ever mentions the film, whenever they talk about horror films, barely anyone ever brings up Jacob's Ladder. Which to me is insane. I have a Jacob's Ladder poster that I haven't found a place to put it. And they come out with a remake, which is horse shit. Cookie cutter horse piss. A fucking film that's been delayed for so damn long, and then with such a good product got dumped on the Dish Network. Might as well be the dipshit network. And then maybe down the theaters that barely anyone fucking saw. This movie is not even this remake. I mean, this movie is great as a horror film, is great as a heartfelt form of again, thought-provoking, emotional. This movie, this remake, you can't even call much of a horror film. It's more like a psychological thriller with action overtones. And I bit my fucking lip because I'm so pissed. Why are you so pissed, man? It's just a movie. Of course I'm overdoing it. Of course I'm overplaying it. Because the anger inside is bubbling, and if I don't let it out, it's going to ooze out of my piss hole. This is literally, for me, the worst fucking film I've seen this year. This is the most insulting, infuriating film I've seen this year. I'd rather watch A Steep Plan 2 and 3 than watch this fucking film. Because I'm so in love with this, and the fact that this piece of shit has the name Jacob's Ladder on it is insulting, nauseating, and it could be a bag of fucking dicks filled with STDs for all I care. Okay, You know you're in trouble when you get to the first fucking scene. And spoilers. I have to do with spoilers. You have a guy who is paranoid. He goes in an alleyway. He sees fucking CG helicopters. And hearing gunfire, because he was a vet. He drinks something, he calms down. Then he thinks someone's strangling him, but really he's choking and he dies. And then he's dragged away. And then you get the titles. And I'm like, what the fuck movie is this? I'm not saying you should have a carbon copy remake. I'm saying you should have remade it at all. This movie still holds up. You can pop in today and it still works. Release that in theaters. Have an extended cut and put the deleted scenes back in. Release that in theaters. Can't do that though, because that's smart. We gotta waste our fucking time and money on a worthless piece of shit remake of a great flick. So it stars Michael Ealy, who I don't mind as an actor, but he needs to start picking better fucking roles. Whether the bullshit I've seen clips of, that crappy looking movie called The Intruder with Dennis Quaid, or whatever, he needs to start picking better roles. And he's trying to do his best in this, but it's nowhere even close to any even thimble of the power that you saw in Tim Robbins' performance in this. Not even a fucking sliver or a fingernail. I'm sorry. It shows a little bit of his backstory where he's a medic in the war, doing surgery. He's doing surgery, finds out it's his brother. Some stupid song's playing called Radio, Suckers Never Play Me. Yeah, never play this fucking movie for anyone that has a brain. Or the goddamn head will explode like scanners. So in the real world, the present time, he's a surgeon, he has a wife, he has a kid. He's at this hospital, talks with this other doctor guy. He sees another person shaking and choking, spitting in the hospital, drops his little vial. And you can't even say most of this shit is a horror film. He sees a homeless guy who tossed him. He sees a black dog, which reminds him of a black dog in the past. They try to steal scenes from this fucking movie where let's have a subway scene. Instead of Tim Robbins seeing a little weird tail, he sees this guy with fucked up feet. Get some fucking lotion for them. And then when you get to the twist, and then you try to think back to the rest of the film, this does make sense when you get to the end. Because, I don't want to give it away for people who haven't seen it. But here, fuck it. I'm going to jump to the ending, then I'll backtrack. Here's where you find out. Because throughout the story, he finds his brother, who he thought was dead, and he's homeless, brings him back, but then a little time later, he finds out that he is his brother, meaning Michael Ealy was never a surgeon. He never had a wife and kid. His brother, the wife and kid is his brother's wife and kid. And Michael Ealy was the one who was homeless. And because of this drug, he imagined this life of that he was a surgeon. He was the one in the war who got fucked up. And then had, PTSD or whatever. And then was homeless. And his brother, who is real, has the wife and kid. And Michael Ealy was homeless. And he just imagined a surgeon, and he's imagined all these hallucinations because of a mad scientist. You know that little B plot in this movie, which it was a B plot? The actor Matt Craven, I believe his name, about how he made this drug called the ladder. When you watch this film, it is a little part of the movie, really. Well, I mean, maybe not little, but I looked at it in different ways than some people do. They decided to make that into the entire plot of the movie. That's what they took from Jacob's Life. And again, I'm not... On one hand, I get it. You don't want to carbon copy the movie. So it's like, okay, let's take that part, but we'll still be Jacob's Ladder. Just the drug called the ladder. But it's like... It just further notes that you should not have remade the movie in the fucking first place. When you get to the end as a fucking mad scientist, that's really what he is. Mad doctor, I should say mad doctor. And he was given this drug to VAs and they're going crazy. Hence the first scene, why the guy was going crazy. So yeah, if you see the film and you saw the first scene, kind of give you an idea of, oh, if it's happening to this stranger, it's going to be nothing like the original movie. The doctor was given this to Jacob Senior, because yes, Michael Ealy is called Jacob Senior in this movie. He was a homeless vet. The doctor gave him it. I guess for a while, made him think he was a surgeon with a wife and a kid. And then, I guess the side effects was not only seeing demons, but then waking up from this imaginary land to his reality. Because the doctor was using these vets as lab rats. Which even then, when you think back to the rest of the film, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, okay, there's one scene where he's about ready to go into his home. He doesn't see this figure. We, the audience, see this figure that's right to his left. He's looking this way, he looks this way, but the camera has it, so we, the audience, is seeing this figure over here. When he turns, there's nobody there. So if all this was in his mind, why the fuck is that figure there when the only person seeing it is the fucking audience? The audience are the only people, not Jacob Senior, the character. No one's seen this figure except the audience. So if he's just imagining because of the fucking drug, why is that thing even there in the first place? Why in the first scene in the movie when the guy dies, chokes to death, he thinks he's strangling him, but then it quickly cuts to he's might as well say Alka-Seltzer coming out of his mouth. Then you see these figures dragging him away. Who the fuck is seeing him get dragged away? The audience, but within the plot of the movie, who's supposed to be seeing that? I guess maybe the makers of this film thought they slipped us the fucking ladder. Yeah, it's more like a step stool. Stool being the word, 'cause it's shit. There ain't no goddamn ladder. Except maybe chutes and ladders, which has more suspense and atmosphere than this fucking movie. Hey, director and writers of this remake, how about I'll get a ladder, I'll climb up, you get another ladder, so you can climb up and kiss my ass. And like the horror elements are so nothing. I mean, the muggers who break into his house, he fights them off because again, this movie has to be almost part action movie. He beats one up. Some goofy looking face of one of them looked like he was fucking CGI'd, but I can't say that with certainty. It just looked... I don't remember what the fuck it looked like, to be honest. Puts another in his trunk. Then when he tries to show a cop, there's no one in there. So then, of course, you get the idea, oh, well, he's imagining things. Based on the first scene, oh, probably this fucking thing that he drank, and then 2 seconds later, Alka-Seltzer shit came out. There's even a part where he goes back to the subway, and you know, in the original, when when Tim Robbins is on the subway track, jumps off, looks, and sees all these creepy figures staring down at him. They try to do that, only it's literally CG shadow in this fucking subway as Michael Ealy's just standing there. I'm like, if you want to be your own movie, why are you ripping off scenes from the original? You know, just asking. They also try to do the shaking heads, which look awful, ridiculous in this movie. By this point in the movie, he's been told by this other guy that your brother is underground in the subway tunnels. Goes in there, finds his brother. Of course, at the end you find out he was the one living in the homeless shelter, and I guess we're supposed to assume his brother found him, and that was, or he just fucking been with his brother's family for the entire film, and just it doesn't make any damn sense. Anyway. They try to do the scene in the original movie where, you know, when Tim Robbins was dunked in the ice. They do the same thing here to, well, Michael Ealy has brought his brother to, you know, his wife and kid. And they dunked the brother in. Of course, at the end, you find out, no, it was Michael Ealy being dunked into the ice. And then you also have this psychiatrist, which I guess he never existed? I guess? Or did he exist? I don't even fucking know. And then this is what really, like, I was not liking this film at all, but then this moment really clarified why I hated this so much. The psychiatrist tells and gives the Danny Aiello speech from the original. If you made your peace, then the devils are really angels, freeing you from the earth. That whole speech, this psychiatrist tells it to Michael Ealy in such a bullshit, non-impactful, non-emotional, like, what the fuck, you movie? Fuck you up, you stupid dipshit ass, you untalented piece of shit. You literally had to steal that dialogue from this movie, and then you have this psychiatrist says it in such a terrible, unimpactful way that it just literally did blow my mind. Like, the director and writer saw this and went, yep. Like I said, cookie cutter generic horse shit. Oh, other horror elements. There's a point where this vet asks Michael Ealy to go in this room. Michael Ealy's looking for him. And did they try to steal a shot from Exorcist 3? Where the person is now on the ceiling? Only in this does this crappy shimmer. Jumps on the guy. Terrible fucking looking face. I don't know what the hell that is. If you look up trailers on YouTube, a lot of thumbnails is that face. A little stupid. At one point, someone tries to run him and his brother down. And, well, someone tries to run him down and shoot him. And then later on, him and his brother in a car and they get shot at. I guess none of that happened. I guess that was all in his head too. That's what I mean. They add this shit just to make it almost a quasi action film. And then he sees a couple weird stuff, like he hears this clicking noise, or he sees this stuff on his wife's face, some stuff wiggling. That's pretty much it with the horror. Is then he realizes, oh, there's this tattoo that his brother had. He has that tattoo. So he was the one, not his brother who got hurt, and we thought supposedly dead. It was Michael Ealy who was hurt. And I guess maybe supposedly thought dead. Maybe. I don't know. And Michael Ealy was the one with the tattoo. And Michael Ealy was the one who was homeless, not his brother. And his brother's the one who was married and has a baby, not him. And he was taking this drug called the ladder. I want to climb the ladder and kick everyone's ass who was involved with this fucking flick. They even tried to steal the scene where there was this hooker that we've seen like once before. Well, and Michael Ealy has sex with her, and they do the fucking scene. Remember with Elizabeth Pena, may she rest in peace, and the like wings. They try to do this, but it looks like the fucking wings from the fucking Max Payne Marty Mark movie, when he was having those stupid fucking dumb visions of angels, what the hell? Look like something from out of that. I'm like, what the hell is this? And then the end of the film, he talks to the hooker, and then his brother's there. Him and his brother go to this doctor, saying, "Oh, I was giving this to you. I want to help these vets." And Michael Ealy's like, "But yeah, it's side effects and all this stuff." The doc tries to shoot the brother. Michael Ealy takes the bullet. He pushes the doctor out the window as if it's fucking Watchmen. As if it's the fucking beginning of Watchmen. And both the mad scientist, mad doctor, and the fucking... I mean, what? You pretty much ripped... Now that I think about it, this movie ripped off Bad Dreams. That's what the fuck this movie did. This movie ripped off... This movie's not a remake of Jacob's Ladder. This movie's a remake of fucking Bad Dreams with Jennifer Rubin. And that was a better movie. I just think about that twist. That's fucking Bad Dreams. Really. It is. So yeah, this movie might have been called a remake of fucking Bad Dreams. Was it Jennifer Rubin? I know Richard Lynch was in it. The chainsaw from Summer School. One of the guys from Reanimator, not Jeffrey Combs, but the other guy. I just thought about that. Fuck me. But yeah, Michael Ealy and the Dot go out the window while the brother watches, and the two land and die, and the brother holds his Michael Ealy's body as the dying. And I guess Michael Ealy is on a stretcher going into the light by this woman that we've seen a couple times who had these CGI hollowed out eyes. I guess that's why they had to throw in the scene where the psychiatrist is like, if you made your peace, then the devils are really angels freeing you from the earth. To see that woman you thought was a devil, but look, freeing you from the earth, take you literally into the light. And I'm like, fuck this fucking shit. Damn fucking shit. Why? Why was this fucking made in the fucking first place? You can't even say fucking money because it went to Dish Network. And Sally, not many people know about Jacob's Ladder or have even heard of Jacob's Ladder. Sad to say. So you can't give me the money excuse. Michael Ealy and the guy who plays his brother are trying. I'm not going to call them good. Nowhere near anybody in this movie. But they're kind of trying. But at the same time, I thought there were some weak moments as well. And I didn't give a shit about their characters. There's not 1 ounce of the emotion, impact, sense of loss, deep themes. This movie is very deep. You can really look into deep thoughts on whether religion or the afterlife or purgatory or anything of that nature, or something completely different. This remake, a fucking cereal box is deeper than this. This movie is gutter trash. Because again, you have an original movie that makes you feel so much for the hero, for the lead, so much sympathy, and just the hell that he's going through. I mean, this is a horror movie. In this film, when he's in the hospital from hell, I'm not dead. Then what are you then? I'm alive. And the not being able to trust Elizabeth Pena, his girlfriend, and all these people lying to him, and all these weird things, like the one nurse when her hat falls, and there's this like weird demon-like thing on the back of her head. It was creepy. It was atmospheric. It was well photographed. Beautiful score. Like, this film had all of it. This movie, though, this remake, again, you could probably count on one hand how much it even tried to go into horror, and even then, it was generic shit that you've seen 50 fucking times. I've seen scary shit on Nickel fucking Lodian. Or, watch Courage the Cowardly Dog and you'll get more nightmares than anything in this fucking film. And the twist, I understand you don't want to redo the twist in the original, but this twist was lame as fuck. Again, it just makes you think of films like Bad Dreams. And then when you look at the twists and you look at stuff and like, wait a minute, but what about that? What about that? That doesn't make sense. You steal shit from the original. You steal dialogue. You steal certain scenes, like going to the tub of ice and the subway scene and the having sex with a woman and there's fucking wings. Only this is CG. And like all in red or something. Like, director being, I guess it's the director being artistic. Yeah, you know what else has art in it? Fart. Which is all this movie's smelling. This movie's as deep as a fucking thimble. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, this is... I can see people watching this film going, man, it's not as bad as you're saying it is. Well, then that's your opinion. Me being a big fan of the original, and I saw this for free, I'll be honest. I saw it because I know people would ask me about it because they know I'm a huge fan of the original. And hopefully to make at least a couple of you laugh. I said this was a bad idea. There's a fucking reason why, as I'm currently recording this, it gets a 2.9 on IMDb. There's a fucking reason for that. I mean, I wouldn't call it badly shot, but it's not memorable or remembering it is out of my vocabulary right now, so that's where the generic part comes in. Some of the acting is suspect. Like, I thought the psychiatrist wasn't that good of an actor. At least, some of the homeless people were not that good either. Michael Ealy and his brother, or the trying, but I just don't give a shit. The story is lame as hell. Has none of the deep themes. Nothing to sink your teeth into. Nothing that you'll remember 5 minutes after watching the film. Again, there's nothing creepy about it. It's not even much of an attempt at creepiness. That's why it's hard to even call this a horror movie. Like, psychological thriller with action, Sally is more apropos, is more appropriate for the fucking proceedings. I keep doing this because if I don't, I'm going to punch a hole through the goddamn computer screen. Instead of taking the money that you wasted on this trash, you could have made a better Blu-ray, because this can use an upgrade. The picture quality could use an upgrade, because the picture quality isn't... I mean, I think it could be better. You could make an extended cut and put the deleted scenes in. You could have new interviews. I've read interviews with Tim Robbins saying he is proud of the film. Maybe did Danny Aiello. Elizabeth Pena's passed away, sadly. You have a featurette on the influence of Jacob's Ladder. Talk to people from Silent Hill video games and such that, you know, that they were inspired from this film. Instead of putting your energy and resources into that, you waste it on this useless bullshit. And that's one of the many reasons what pisses me off is the waste of money and funds that could be put to better use, like a better version of this on Blu-ray. But no, you make this donkey dick. I'd rather suck donkey dick than watch this fucking film again. Because there'd be more suspense. But anyway, fuck this movie. Fuck her up the ass. Fuck her up the corner of Dickville and shit cheeseburger. I don't want to punch the microphone. I'll hurt it. This movie is killing my brain cells. Thanks for watching. Take care. Fuck this flick up his fucking dumbass. And to the writers and directors, you fucked up. You fucked up badly. Don't ever work again, please. And stop remaking movies if it's going to be this fucking terrible. Make your own goddamn movie. Get your own fucking title. People wonder why people bitch about remakes, because when you get shit like this, it's easy to fucking do. See you guys later.